Hi, I'm John Trischler, and today I'm going to show you how to put this carbon fiber shifter handle in a 2015 Plus F-150 or Raptor. This is the carbon fiber shifter handle that is originally equipped on the Raptor from 17 and 18. And stay tuned to the video to see how this is done. And don't forget to visit specialtyperformanceparts.com for all your Ford off-road performance truck accessory needs and custom LED light bars and light kits. Stay tuned. All right, today we're going to be replacing this stock shifter with the new carbon fiber Ford shifter, which is out of the Raptor with the carbon fiber package. So this standalone shifter replacement, we're going to swap that out. Now, this is an extra center console that I have for this demonstration. And this is not an actual Raptor center console, but it's basically the same, so this should serve our purpose as far as this installation goes. Just a little more convenient outside of a truck. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to take apart. First, we're going to take a look here at the center console top panel, and this can be removed by opening the center console lid, as you see here, and putting your fingers underneath the back side here, and we're going to lift that up. Now, I already popped this out of place just for convenience here, but you're going to hear that pop and snap. You want to just kind of work that around as you're going on this end, and that's going to lift off. And then in the front side here, it's going to be in your dash. You're just going to pull back on that just a little bit. Now, you might actually have to take it out of gear to be able to get this completely off. But once you pull the shifter back, you should be able to lift this off completely like this, put it back in park before you go any further. But I'm going to turn this upside down so you can see. See, on the back side, you just have these little metal clips. And you can see them here in these different locations. So when you pull up on this from the back side, these clips are what pop out. And when you put it all back together, you just push down and those clips pop back into place. All right, so the next step, we need to remove this top panel. Hopefully you can see here the star bit screws here. There's two of those, so we're going to take those out and remove this panel. Alright, so now I've taken these two screws out of the center here. And now the next thing we need to do is you're going to notice these little tabs on both sides, and these are also those same little metal clips. So you can yank on it or whatever, but in this case I've just got a flathead screwdriver. Just going to twist this and kind of pop these out of place. Here, and pop. And we'll do that on each side. And there's one side's free. Now we'll do the other side. Okay. And last one. And there it is. Alright, so now this should float freely. I'm going to kind of lift up on this just a little bit. And there's a couple plugs here, so I'm going to reach under here and unplug whatever is plugged in. So there's one. Feel around. I don't feel anything else. Wait a minute. There's one more thing here. Got one more plug there. I'm going to swing around here to the back side so you can see. All right, so hopefully you can see this. So this one I unplugged from right here. And then we've got one more plug right in here. Should be able to see it right there. So I'm going to kind of work that plug and lift up on that. There's actually a little pinch piece here, so you pinch on that and pull that up. See this right here? This, you're going to push back on this. That's going to release that clip. And this should lift off of here a little easier. There we go. Now that exposes the bottom side. Now there should be some screws here in the front, so we're going to turn this around again. All right, and in this case I actually moved the shifter back. Now you can also do that manually by pushing down on this white release here. But I moved the shifter back, that way I've got better access to this to be able to remove these screws. If you're doing this, obviously you want to keep your foot on the brake. You might want to put some chocks behind the tires or wheels, so again, so that the truck doesn't roll on you if you do have it out of gear. You want to be careful with that. I've removed both of these screws now, so technically our shifter handle should lift up. So I'm going to try to see if I can pull that off. All right, so now let's see if this will just lift right off, and it does, just like this. You can see this piece of the shaft here for the release button lifts up with it, so be careful not to take that up. That is greased, so you definitely want to make sure that you probably don't touch that or you'll get that all over your hands and so on. Now that we've removed that, we've got our boot here, so we've got to remove this section here for this boot. Now you'll notice the new handle, try to get it in the light here, does not have this piece right here that holds the boot on, so we need to remove that. And it looks like there are just two little clips right here, so we should be able to just pop those aside, and this should also just release. So there's one side, the other side, and there we go, coming right off of there. Actually, it looks like the boot itself is actually attached to this, so it's actually molded to this. So now we've got our handle off, so we should be able to slide our new handle on. Make sure you've got it going the right direction. Again, this is going to go down forward here, so you want to slide it on the correct direction. You want to feed your wiring through the hole just like this, and pull that through. Line everything up, and it should slide right back in place just the same way that the other one did. Again, make sure your wiring is not bound up. Move that around here a little bit. I'm just going to take that off there. Alright, so again, make sure your wiring right here is not bound up. Comes through this little section right here, so that should clear just fine. And we're going to push this back through again. There's our cable. This should slide right back through. And again, here's our two clips. When we push it down, that's going to snap right in place. And then we should be able to put this all back together in reverse, just the way we took it off. You're going to make you're going to connect your connector right here. You're going to connect your other connector you disengaged here. These clips are going to snap right back into place like they were, and then you're going to put your screws in. You're going to take your top panel, put it down, and you're done. That's simple. So that's how you switch from the standard leather handle to the carbon fiber Ford handle. All right, so upon further review, I do have one more update that you can do if this bothers you. So the only thing on a regular F-150 that would be different is the button that says tow T/S instead of tow. We've already kind of figured out that the wiring is the same. The only difference is the label on the button. I think you can go ahead and switch that button as well if you wanted to. So if that bothered you and you did want to switch that button, you'll notice this bezel right here, it can actually be quickly released by pushing these two little tabs right here, and then that will slide right off, okay? And then if you're very careful, you can very gently with a flathead screwdriver pry these little clips up here on the side, and this button will come loose. So again, so here's this. So the only thing holding it onto this harness now, and I don't think you want to get into the electronics here, are these pins. So if you get a pin removal tool, you should be able to remove these two pins, replace this switch with the switch out of your old shifter. It'll snap back in the same place, say the same thing, and therefore you have a carbon fiber shifter in a non-Raptor F-150. Again, 15 plus. So that's how you do that. And then last, we snap it back in place just like this. Move our wires out of the way. We can then slide this over top of here. See, this groove goes in here, and if I slide that right back down on top, actually I had it backwards. Alright, I think, no, I had it right. Alright, so now we got this, get it in its groove here. Now we should be able to slide this right back on top, just like this. And then it clips right back in place here on the back side. So then you got your shifter put back together for a quick replacement.